Leslie? Leslie, what's wrong?
Well, I don't see anything.
Okay, Leslie, I hate to say it, but I think something's wrong. The heat of the desert might be getting to your head.
If you want, with the snap of my fingers, I could take you right back to the Vale.
That's actually not a bad idea. Have Dr. Peanuts check you out.
You sure, Leslie? I mean, it wouldn't be any trouble.
Okay then. Well, I guess this is Kulipari episode 6. This episode begins where the last episode left off. The Spider Queen has come to the Scorpion Army camp, and is expecting the high wattle flower. Meanwhile, Daryl and Guy are trying to find the keys to the ankle bracelet so they can get out of there. Well, tensions run sour when the Spider Queen arrives at Lord Nemu's camp, only to discover that all they have of the high wattle flower is a twig. And she says that it would be very difficult for her to accomplish their mission with just a twig. Tensions run a lot higher, and it shows that they're not exactly holding hands in their joint venture. But she says that even though it's so small, it'll do. Meanwhile, Guy and Daryl are trying to find the key to Guy's bracelet, only to discover that it's on the belt of the lizard that they literally had to pass right over in order to make it as far as they did. Do I even need to explain the issues here? So Daryl, of course, has to get the key from the lizard man. And after something unspeakable happens to him, he manages to get the key without too much of a fuss.
It's a good thing, too, because Commander Pico's on his way in order to pick up Guy, so they have no time in wasting in escaping. But after they discover that they've been duped, they decide it's best to let the big, blundering lizard tell Commander Nemu. And in all things considered, he takes it rather well. With all these failures and setbacks piling up on their accounts, I'm sure Commander Nemu isn't too happy right now.
I'm surprised he hasn't murdered somebody at this point.
Who says he hasn't?
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Well, now Daryl and Guy have to do is get to their escape tunnel in order to get out of there. But unfortunately, all the scorpions are rounding up all the frogs on the premises. So in order to escape at this point, they have to cause a quick distraction, which through a random series of unfortunate events, starts a whole campfire.
Well, that escalated quickly.
More importantly, did anybody bring the marshmallows?
I got the little smokies! So with the giant fire distracting everybody, all Daryl and Guy have to do is get inside the hole to escape. But Commander Pico is no one's fool, and he orders everybody to go searching for those frogs while putting out the fires. And through a very unfortunate turn of events, Commander Pico manages to find them.
He also recognizes Daryl as the frog who set him back in the Amphibians, and now it's payback time. So him and Guy try to duke it out a bit, only for them to show just how powerful the scorpions are. But he manages to trick Commander Pico in order to summon the great centipede beast, and so they start duking it out, and through the ensuing chaos, accidentally destroy their hole. So it's on to plan. What letter are they on? You know, after 2 episodes of literally nothing happening, it's nice to finally see that this series is finally picking up.
You know, I'm starting to notice a pattern about that. 2 episodes where nothing happens, then the 3rd episode where shit hits the fan.
Unusual strategy, but I guess effective.
Hey Leslie, want a s'more? Okay, you do know you have to cook those, right?
We later cut back to the Amphibians where they managed to finish their wall and somehow build a water sentry. Figure that one out.
I help, just a little.
So all the frogs get high off of their own accomplishments, believing that they're ready to take on the world. Congratulations, you built an over-glorified fence. Well, at least Best Frog knows what's up. He knows what's coming, and no little wall is going to prepare for everything that's about to happen to them. Having a wall and having weapons is all fine and dandy, but now we need the most important element to any war, a strategy.
So with all the scorpions on high alert, Daryl and Guy seem to be pinned down, but Daryl manages to get an idea. So they run into the fire, only to accidentally bump into the lizard mercenaries. And they have every right to attack them for what they did. but they just let him go instead. Huh. You can say what you want about the commander of the lizards, at least he's the true embodiment of a true neutral.
Live free, don't join.
Ha! Last Jedi quotes. So Daryl and Guy managed to run and make it all the way to the Komodo dragon's pen, where, with using a little bit more fire, manages to cause a stampede, and they get on their backs in order to ride him out. But Commander Nemu knows exactly what's going on, so he topples a mountain to stop their path.
There's no kill quite like overkill.
And in the ashes of the fire, Commander Nemu and Daryl finally meet. And Commander Nemu is gonna take his sweet, sweet time with his revenge. But then he gets cock-blocked after getting run over by a Komodo dragon. And even though he's a little bit disoriented, he has no problem beating the shit out of every Komodo dragon that comes across him. And during this, Daryl and Guy manage to escape. But they can't go home, because the Amphibolans could never hold up to all of this. So they go to the one place where they think they can find help, the King of the Turtles, as well as find the real Kulipari. And that was Kulipari, episode 6. Wow, a lot of shit happened this episode.
You know, one thing I definitely gotta praise this series on is how much they're building up to this inevitable battle. I'm actually really excited.
Yeah, I think I was right with my description of this series before. It's sort of Lord of the Rings, but with furries.
And Lord of the Rings was better written because you actually care about the characters.
That too. But this late in the game, I don't think they're going to change the issues with the characters, so we might as well keep up with the story to see how it's going to progress. So with that being said, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the organizers of chaos as Vintage Kings, and we'll see you next time!
I am not a parasite. Hello, Leslie. Nice to finally meet face to face.